You can read a book about a country and learn it, but actually seeing the changes and speaking to the people making those changes and being impacted by those changes makes a really big difference. The course was the Political Economy of Myanmar. The course focused on the remarkable social, political and economic changes that are going on in the country at the moment. It involved a pre-briefing day at the ANU and then 2 weeks in country. It's a particularly important time to be studying Myanmar at the moment because it's only been a few years since the country has really opened up and since the government has given Myanmar access to the outside world and allowed the outside world to come and visit. And in the lead up to the elections in November, it's been particularly fascinating looking at the issues that are being discussed and the possible outcomes that might take place after the elections as well. The scale of economic policy changes at the government level is quite rapid and substantial. It was remarkable being able to be in country and really see the changes firsthand. So, when you learn about a country, from Australia and in your classroom, you really don't quite come to grips with the reality of the changes on the ground. But when you go to the country and you meet the people and you talk to the decision makers, you really appreciate the scale of change that's occurring and the impact that it's having on individuals as well. While we were in Myanmar, we had an amazing opportunity to talk to some of the key decision makers in government. We had the opportunity to interview the Defence Minister, speak to the Speaker of the Upper House in the National Parliament. We met with important stakeholders, representatives from the World Bank and also from the UNDP. We also visited several universities, and it was amazing to be able to speak to students who have only really had the opportunity to study at university for a couple of years and hear their stories of the changes that have taken place. One particular highlight was getting to go to Bagan, which is an ancient architectural city. It sort of was at its peak between the 9th and 13th centuries, and many of the temples that were built during that period are still in reasonably good condition. And we got to ride our bikes through the through the city. I crashed my bike. Yeah, essentially it was a big adventure. Studying the political economy of Myanmar would have to be one of the best courses that I've ever undertaken at the ANU. I learnt so much about what is a really fascinating country, and I got the opportunity to learn about it at a particularly important time. I never would have expected that I'd end up studying in Myanmar, but it was just, it was a really good experience and I learnt so much.